Hello, everyone. My name is Joaquin, and I will be starting our group presentation on our proposed capital investment project, an automated car wash tunnel for our business, Clean Express Car Wash. Our group is proposing the launch of a state-of-the-art automated car wash tunnel designed to provide a high-quality, affordable, reliable, and all year-round vehicle serving cleaning service in our community of Clovis, New Mexico. Clean Express Car Wash is a startup company focused on providing customers with a simple, high-quality, reliable vehicle cleaning service. We're structured as an LLC to provide flexibility in management and protect us, the owners, from personal liabilities. Our small and an effective team is responsible for core operations like operations, financials, marketing, membership management, and customer experience. Our organization's main mission is to offer high-quality car wash services that combines speed, convenience, and sustainability while providing good customer service and building a loyal customer base through reliable service and value-driven pricing. Our total capital investment includes the cost of tunnel equipment, site preparation and construction, land purchase, prep, utility installation, initial working capital, and signage. Once complete, the car wash will be a high convenience and high quality solution for hundreds of customers a day with minimal labor costs. Some strategic rationale behind the project centers on a strong demand trend, high profitability, and long-term benefits. Consumer behavior is shifting in favor of automatic car washes due to convenience and time efficiency. It creates a consistent and growing market for a quick car wash service business. Automated car washes also provide an attractive financial model due to high volume potential, low labor requirements, good margins due to automation. Combined with systems like water recycling, energy efficient machinery, lighting, and digital payment kiosks, it'll reduce operating costs, maximize cash flows, and with a good strategic location choice near a high traffic area, it'll ensure we have a competitive advantage. From a capital budgeting perspective, our investment shows strong potential for good, positive cash flows, a positive NPV, a competitive IRR, and a reasonable payback period. And now I will be going over our total cost estimates for the project. The total estimated cost for the automated car wash tunnel is projected to range anywhere between 1.1 to 1.4 million, depending on equipment specifications, land and land prep, construction, building expenses, and labor costs. And here is a breakdown of our key costs. It's going to be our tunnel equipment, which is our biggest portion of investment, our conveyor systems, dryers, brushes, high pressure water nozzles, and control systems. Our second largest portion is going to be construction, includes building the structure, concrete pouring, land prep, plumbing, drainage, and water and sewage line installation. Infrastructure is going to be our electrical panels, wiring, pumps, air compressors, and water reclamation or recycling systems. Our technology systems is going to be our automated kiosks, security cameras, and our point of sale system. Our startup costs are going to be our washing and chemical products, signage, landscaping, insurance, and working capital for the first 3 months. We structured the project into 4 phases. Phase 1 is going to be months 1 through 2, land purchase, engineering, and permits. Phase 2 is going to be months 3 through 8, site prep, construction, concrete work, plumbing, and electric installation. Phase 3 is going to be months 9 through 10, installation of tunnel equipment and water recycling systems. Phase 4 is months 11 through 12, technology setup, staff training, chemical inventory, and marketing before opening. This concludes the executive summary, cost estimates, and project timeline. I'll now pass it over to Deandra, who will cover the next sections of the project.
Hi, I'm Deandra, and I'm going to be talking about our projected cash flow. This is based off of the key assumptions that we have made from averages in the industries for automated car wash tunnels. We can assume that there's going to be a growth that is pretty steady in the volume of our brand awareness as it increases, and also we have a strong mentorship program which will be there to help us predict our future income. Because of all of this, our depreciation shows that there's going to be a 10-year use of life for the tunnel equipment that we're going to need. For our depreciation, it's going to be about $140,000 a year. Next to our initial investment, it'll be $1,400,000. Then our tax rate will be at about 21%. For our working capital requirements, at year 0, we'll start off with $20,000 plus an additional $5,000 per year for our daily car volume. At year 1, we have 150 cars a day. At year 2, 165, and year 3, 180. For our average price per car wash, we're estimating that's going to be about $12. For our monthly membership revenue, in year 1 we have $8,000, year 2 $8,800, and year 3 $9,680. For our operating expenses, we're about 45% of the revenue itself. Hi, now onto our revenue projections. We believe that our project has a pretty strong revenue growth, which happens to be driven by 2 main factors. Those main sources are going to be the customers who are more single use, and our next one is going to be our customers who are going on our monthly membership. Our monthly membership is going to be about 10% each year, and that's due to the customers just preferring more of the unlimited side of our car wash versus the single use. For year 1, we are averaging about a total of $753,000. For year 2, it's going to be about $828,000, and for year 3, it's going to be about $904,000 for our revenue. Hi, next we have our operating expenses and depreciation. This is things that covers things such as chemicals that are needed, our labor, our utilities, our administrative cost, and lastly, but most importantly, the equipment maintenance. The depreciation is going to be more of the non-cash expenses, meaning that it's what lowers the taxable income so that there are improvements made to the after-tax cash flow. For our operating expenses, it's going to be at 45% of revenue. Year 1 at $338,850. Year 2, $372,725. Year 3, $407,052. And for the depreciation, again, it's going to be at $140,000 per year, with the working capital increasing $5,000 per year. Now for our cash flow summary table, we have year 0, which is going to represent the total startup investment that we have, which includes our working capital as well. And then we're going to move on to the following 3 years, which is going to have an increase in volume of the membership. This then causes there to be more of a consistent rise in our cash flow. There is now a good strong operational stability and some good marginal improvements, and that's going to be made over time due to the trend just increasing. For year 1, we have a net cash flow of, we start off with a net cash flow of in the negative, $1,420,000. Then we slowly start to rise back up. Year 1, it's going to be $351,578. Year 2, $384,296, and year 3 at $417,431. Next, we're moving on to our discount rate justification. This rate that we have chosen is going to be 8%, and that's just because it's what most aligns with the risk levels and financial costs for our business. So again, our starting rate is going to be at 8%, and this is based off of the low labor costs that are reducing our operational risks, our long-term equipment risk profiles, the industry range, which is from 7 to 10%, and lastly, our recurring memberships that are continue to be stable. Because of all of this, it's considered a moderate risk profile, which is reflected in the following. Now moving on to the NPV calculation. Since we're going to be using the standard discount rate of about 8%, we're going to be in the negative for about 3 years, and that's just because of the type of investment that's going to pay off in about 10 to 15 years. However, this is not something that's going to reflect how our long-term profitabilities end up turning out. And in the real world of financing, we would have a very strong NPV over a 10-year period. To start, our presented value of cash inflows is at 8%. In year 1 PV, it's going to be $325,537. For year 2, $329,365. Year 3, $331,765. with the total being around 986,667. Our NPV calculations would be averaging around 433,333. So now for the IRR and payback period. Since the life of our project's around 10 years, which happens to be pretty long, the IRR appears to be in the negative for a very short term, as we mentioned before. But the payback period happens to be a little less than 4 years or so, and that tends to be pretty normal or accurate for things such as car wash tunnels. Therefore, the investment of the company will normally recover around years 4 through 6. Again, our cumulative is going to be around 6%, with a remaining amount of 266,695. And again, our estimated payback period is going to be around 3.5 years.
Hello everyone, my name is Solomon Juarez and I will now be continuing the project with the funding strategy. Our project requires a total investment of about $1.42 million, and we are asking Dr. Cole to contribute 40% in equity, which is about $568,000. The remaining 60% would be coming from a loan. We chose this mix because it gives us the best balance between affordability and financial stability. Using more debt keeps our financing costs lower, but keeping a strong equity portion helps us maintain liquidity in the early stages while cash flow is still building. Since our business model relies on predictable recurring revenue, especially from memberships and steady daily car usage, we will be comfortably able to handle the loan payments without putting the company under financial pressure. Dr. Cole's equity investment gives him a proportional ownership stake and a chance to benefit directly from the growth in the membership revenue and wash volume. The equity will be used for equipment, site preparation, and startup operating needs, while the loan will cover construction and capacity building costs. Overall, the structure lowers our cost of capital, keeps the business financially healthy, and supports long-term stability and growth. We will now be speaking about the risk analysis. We identified and planned for numerous main hazards associated in this project. This first demand risk, which could cut early revenue and extend the payback period if a car volume is lower than planned, or if membership growth slows. This will be addressed by focused marketing campaigns, community partnerships, and strong incentives to encourage repeat membership participation. Another significant risk is equipment failure or operational downtime. And the way that we can solve this is that we intend to invest in high-quality machinery, executing preventative maintenance schedules, and maintaining robust technical support contracts to ensure constant performance and reduce service disruptions. We also looked at several financial competitive risks. One is cost and financial pressure, like unexpected expenses or the strain of loan payments. We plan to manage this by securing long-term supplier agreements, using careful cash flow planning, and building a working capital reserve for safety. We also consider competitive risk, since other car washes could compete for the same customers. Our strategy is to stand out through speed, quality, eco-friendly technology, and a value-packed membership program that builds loyalty. There are additional risks, like regulatory requirements, interest rate changes, and economic downturns that could affect customer spending. We address these with water-efficient systems, fixed rate financing, and the stabilizing benefit of reoccurring membership revenue. And overall, these strategies could create a strong plan to build uncertainty and keep the project sustainably long-term. and that results our project. Thank you for watching.